We're doing this as a whole thing. Players out, players in, sir.
Yeah, what's your rating for the transfer
Well,
window? How well do you think we've
Brian
done?
Hill, has Solomon gone to Palace, or is that another timesheet in?
It's a timesheet. It hasn't been confirmed as of yet, but let's
we got
assume let's assume Brian Hill and Solomon is happening.
Solomon's a loan, I think.
But it's a loan, yeah.
For quality, 7, 6.57.
Yeah, so we both said 7 as well.
Yeah.
7.
You're fairly content. You're fairly content with the window.
Yeah, I am. Listen, it's Thomas Frank's first window. We look back at Ange's window, or previous managers, but Ange being the most recent. What do you have? He had Vicario, Maddison, Van der Ven,
Johnson.
So the quality that we've brought in, Kudus, we know the quality he's got. Paulinho, know the quality he's got. Simmons, we're about to see the quality. Obviously, we haven't seen it Premier League. We know what he brings. Then you add Kolo Muani. Plus, you've got Danso, and you're going to count Tel and Takai. Yeah, I think 7's fair.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I said 7, but I am majorly concerned about the defensive line and the left wing. First of all, I still think, in my opinion, Son gets in this team if he was still here. With Son leaving, I know we've brought in Kudus, and you can say that's a replacement for Son, but Kudus is on the right and Son played on the left. And I think we're very weak on the left-hand side of attack when you're looking at Odegaard, Tel and Brennan Johnson. You're looking at defence, we've only got 3 good quality centre-backs and we've only got 3 full-backs at all in the squad. So that's what majorly concerns me.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to defence, we've got Radu coming back, haven't we?
Yeah, we don't know when, though. ACL, he might take a long time to get back to his best.
Again, I mean, if we could have brought in a left back and a left winger, or a left back, centre back, and a left winger, that goes straight up to a 9, possibly a 10, really, doesn't it?
So the big question, Brian.
Yeah.
I don't know if you asked it or not. Has Frank been backed?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think you asked me this on Saturday after the Bournemouth defeat, didn't you? And I said, when it comes to quality of players brought in, I would say yes, he has, compared to previous windows, as in the quality. Has he been backed, like we've said, like Ben just alluded to, in the face that we haven't been left short again? No. So I can't deny that he's been backed with the quality of player we brought him. That you can't deny. I can't remember a window under the whole of Levy and Enix tenure where we have brought in players like the players we just mentioned, like the main 4, and obviously Tel and Dadso. Those 4 come into that first team immediately. And I can't remember a time we've done that with genuine quality. So quality-wise, I think he's been backed. Depth, no. But then we don't know if Frank has said, like we've heard, I only want the right players or whatever. I think a left winger, and I could maybe have said, you know what, not too concerned about the left back or left centre back. But left winger is, I think, the one we left out. But I think with the quality of players he's brought in that actually go into the first team and make a huge difference, then yes.
I think that another thing that concerns me in a few positions, that if we get an injury in those certain positions, then we're looking a bit screwed. And let's say João Palhinha gets injured. I'm actually okay without João Palhinha in like potentially the games where we're asked to have the ball and have the lion's share of possession and go break other teams down. I think I'm okay without João Palhinha in those games. But when we got to go away to the big boys or play the big boys even at home, without João Palhinha is going to be tall order, isn't it? I can't see those City performances without him.
You asking me or Brian? Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, go on, Tim. You go first, bro. You go first.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's a massive dual winner, which is why he's been brought in. But I also think it's not. I know against Bournemouth we were quite open, but although we had Paulinho for that game, I think under Frank we're not going to see. Like we did last season, like midfield being as open, or as often, I should say, because we did see him against Bournemouth, unfortunately, for one reason or another. But I think the way Frank sets up the team and the midfield, a lot more close together, a lot more compact. So I think even when Paulinho is injured, I think even if we had Bentancur and Sarr or there, I think we're going to be much more better off in those games, and I think we can still be competitive. Yeah, but Paulinho gives you the extra step because he wins so many duels and he's so combative. But I think you'll see Bentancur and Sarr being a lot less exposed than they were last season, I would say.
Yeah.
About basically where you were, Sim. I think now that Simmons is there, yes, Paulinho, you can't replace Paulinho for what he brings to the team, but Sarr can drop there now. Bergvall can get game time.
Basouma's still here, Brian.
Yeah, mate, what's going on there? But
He'll go to
am I
Turkey,
right?
I'm certain of it.
Turkey's got a couple of weeks extra, haven't they?
Yeah.
And Saudi as
Bizarre
well.
how they have an extra 2 weeks. Obviously, we really thought he was going to stay in England, didn't we? Then
It happened with
going to
Davinson
Turkey.
Sanchez, didn't it? We sold Davinson Sanchez
Right,
after the
that's
deadline.
exactly
yeah.
it. You're right, brother. But yeah, I think Basuma. I think Basuma stays the number. They'll go in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. So
How
I
have they
think,
got all the money they're spending, Turkey? By the way,
God knows, mate. God knows. But I think if Paulinho gets injured, we're screwed. I think if Javi Simons gets injured, we're screwed. I think if one of the fullbacks gets injured, we're screwed. And I think if one of the centre-backs gets injured, we're screwed. So
I think what we've got to do is they've all got to rub Mawani's head. Maybe that'll stop the injuries with his injury record. Yeah, look, that is the problem with us, isn't it?
yeah.
That is what the problem with, like we said, the quality of players come in, and it's quality of player we've needed. How long have we needed a right winger? How long have we needed a right winger like Kudus to do what he does? But if he does get injured, it is a problem. Paulinho, there's no one like him, is there? There really isn't anyone. He is a one of a kind. Mawani, thank God, can cover both. And at least we do have another striker, because if we'd gone into this with just Richarlison and then maybe Tell Johnson, that could have been a big issue. So that's been covered. And now we just wait and see what happens.
Well, I have seen a lot of people in the chat saying Dele Alli's contract with Como has just been
Don't go back there.
Short term number 10, isn't it?
Why not? Just as a backup number 10, you're not taking it.
What about Ericsson? He's still, isn't he?
Ericsson's a free agent as well.
Oh, don't do this. Well, put it this way, if I had the choice, Ericsson or Ali, I'm taking Ali.
Really? Why not Ericsson?
Listen, Ericsson for me left a bit of taste when he left. Really did. And I just don't think he's the player he was we had at his peak. Not that Dele has had much game time. Not that Dele has got much game time, but I just think Ericsson is a shadow of himself. I really do. Dele Alli, you just never know if he comes. If I can't believe we're having this conversation.
Would you prefer one of them or to put Bergvall in the 10? I guess Bergvall in the 10.
But
So.
without doubt. I honestly thought that. I mean, during the street day, we actually thought with Aston Villa the way they're moving, we started really thinking that maybe there is something in Rodgers, and then late you're going to see it all go nuts. And we got into the discussion, like when we heard about Wilson Odobert and Bergvall. I don't know what you guys thought. I was like, if you could get Morgan Rodgers into the team, but it meant Bergvall going on loan to Villa for a season, would you have done it? Because I would have.
I hate to bring the topic on back to where I'm going to take it, because I like to stick into football, but when it comes to, but you are the person to talk to about this when it comes to Levy and everything. You are. I just want to know, where are you? I know you're coming back to the country.
Yeah.
Where are you on after the window we've had? Where is, are we protesting next game? Is that where we are? Are we holding off? Is whether we protest dependent on whether we get an injury to somewhere where we're vulnerable? Like, what is where should change for Spurs? I know you don't speak for change for Spurs, you speak for yourself.
Yeah.
But where are you at with that after the window?
I think I'll still be at the training ground. If I have to be honest, obviously what I do when I go to the training ground is completely independent of change for Tottenham. When I did the training ground beforehand, change for Tottenham wasn't even a thing. I will sit down and reassess properly when I've had a proper load of sleep. Like we said, number-wise, I listen, I plan to be at the training ground no matter what. If I go, it depends what level of, anger or frustration that I go with. But there are a lot of people that haven't think we've done enough. Like we said, quality in player has definitely improved. Has the squad depth really been added to with players out, and has it just been reactive? That's another story. But obviously, We've got the quality in. And then, like I said, I will reassess. If people want to go to the training ground, then obviously I'll be there. I've said I would, and when I say I would, I stick to what I say when it comes to this. So I imagine I'll be at the training ground at some point.
But you got to say, like, if we would have signed those 2 extra players, it would have been the near perfect window.
Correct. Correct. I completely agree.
If we would have, I mean, I had this conversation with you, Brian, a week ago, like saying if we would have got these 3 players before the end of the window, obviously we got one of them. Then I said, you know, there's no point protesting for the rest of the season. The protest should be dead because we've got what we wanted, and the squad has been replenished, and we've got options all over the pitch. But like I mentioned before, you know, there are key areas in the team. One injury, and we're completely screwed.
Yeah, that is the thing, isn't it? Like you said, if we'd got a left winger and a left back, or even one of the two, if you got one of the two, I think you're looking at a 9 out of 10 window. If you got both, you're looking at a 10 out of 10 window, and it would have been the best window, or it still has been, in my opinion, the best window under them. But the best window under them, and it's still a little bit short, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like we said, like, look, I'll put my hands up and I'll give credit where it's due. The quality of player we've brought in is night and day compared to any window.
Yeah, I mean, when you're looking at Enoch and Levy, and you can clearly see there's been a shift of approach in this window, though, in terms of what we're trying to bring in and the caliber of player that we're bringing in, and players with experience, not only just experience, but Champions League experience as well. So I guess that is a massive step in the right direction.
It is. And like we said, this is the thing. These kind of windows need to be the norm. Not just, right, we've just had an absolute shit show of a season. Thank God we won the Europa League, thanks to Angela and the guys. Because then we would have been in a massive problem. So we've got that trophy in there. And we obviously the springboard for success and all that. I'm not going to come out with all the terms and everything, but we've done a lot better than we normally do. And there's no getting away from it. We've got a new manager. Like I said, they all seem hungry to play for the manager, apart from obviously the very, very poor performance we saw Saturday, which is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Which is unacceptable, and those will be very few and far between. He's now added another body, and let's face it, we were missing. One of the massive problems, I think, was Saturday. Don't get me wrong, like I said to Simon and Josh, Bournemouth were magnificent. It weren't just that we were just so bad. Bournemouth were that good, in my honest opinion. But we missed a spark on the left wing, as in creativity and getting to the... And Mawani solves that.
Yeah.
Or would have made a difference, or if he was up front. So the squad is there. We've got what we've got. And now it's down to Thomas Frank.
What should we go on? What you saying?
But I guess one of the key kind of aspects going into this window was to make sure that we were equipped to fight across all 4 competitions.
Yeah.
First of all, are we equipped to do that? And second of all, where do you think we can finish in the league now?
I said top 6 before today started. I think I'm going to stay there. 6 minimum, by the way, not saying 6.
Yeah.
Get out of the group stages of the Champions League, and let's face it, the Champions League draw has been very, very favourable to us.
Yeah.
We have struck gold with that Champions League draw, without a doubt. And then I want us to win the FA Cup. And that don't start in January.
You think with the squad we can do that?
Why not? Why not?
I don't see why not. I think we can, but again, it just goes back to our luck with injuries. That's what it goes back to.
If we can have, let's just say, a clearish run of injuries, and let's say if we do get injuries, it's to where there are options. Because let's face it, we're left back now. Destiny's back. So let's just say Destiny's more likely to get injured than Spence based on previous history. There is Spence there.
Yeah, there is Spence there, but then you're asking Spence and Porro to play every single game.
There is that. See, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. I mean, well, you are, but there's also, you can play Archie at right back at a push. I'm not saying we will do it. There is an option. It's not the greatest of options, but it's an option, isn't it? It's not.
But you know what, Brian? Good managers, they find solutions. Look at Slot. He's playing Szoboszlai there. You know what I mean?
Oh, mate. Listen, some of the stuff I saw on YouTube and social media after the Thomas Frank, after the defeat to Bournemouth, going, I thought he was the master tactician that could outwit everyone. Yeah. The best man, Jose Mourinho, lost football matches. The master tacticians lose matches. He got it wrong, and the outpour of of anger towards him, which I get. Don't get me wrong, I get the anger to him. It was a very, very poor performance, and we were all saying we'd do things differently and it would have made changes at half time. Just because he's this master tactician, we're not going to go invincible and win 38 games a season. Every season.
Yeah.
There are
It's about getting it right more times than you get it wrong.
Exactly. And I have faith that he will. I have utter faith that he will. Unbelievable. He never lost to Bournemouth with Brentford. But it's unfortunate. And listen, one of those key areas was Porro was getting absolutely roasted by Semenyo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Semenyo was just, and maybe Spence should have been there to begin with, and was Destiny fit enough? But now we see after the international break, we got. I mean, if I remember, there's international break.
I put the criticism down on big criticism down on Kudus for that, because I mean he did such a great job coming back and helping against Man City, but he didn't do that against Bournemouth.
True. And I think Kudus also on Saturday was greedy. Obviously, they doubled up on him, and that killed us because he's the only. But some of his passing was off. And I don't want to start singling out players because I think the only ones in the starting lineup that did actually well was Van der Ven and Vicario.
Yeah, agreed.
That's it. The other 9 players weren't at the races. But now Frank's got them. This is the team. He knows what he's got. Stay clear of injuries. I don't see any problem or any reason why we can't get top 6 out of the group stage of the Champions League. I don't know about the Carabao Cup. Obviously, we've got Doncaster, so we should get through to the next round, with all due respect, and win that FA Cup. Bring that cup, the most important cup, back home.
Yeah, I'm positive. I'm also positive about the season come forward. I like what the shape up of the squad. I think there are also a lot of unknowns in terms with the squad. There are just a few unknowns when it comes to how they're going to be long term, like Odobert, Gray, Tell. There's just like a few things, like if they come good, then that we're really in the money. But if they keep playing like they are playing and, you know, they don't really improve, then we're going to be sitting here at the end of the season saying the squad's not good enough. But it's kind of like we have to wait. It's kind of wait and see kind of thing. And, you know, Frank is known for improving these young players. So I think that's going to be the key to whether these guys can really contribute properly or not.
Well, maybe Sim, we see those kind of players starting in the Carabao Cup. Yeah, we always say about playing youngsters, but there is a team we've assembled there of youngsters. So you look at Doncaster, Odobert, Tell, Gray, Bergvall, play Saar with them. There is a crop of young players in that first team that are good enough for first team, or to challenge the first team with like your Grays and Bergvalls. Maybe the Carabao Cup is the league to bleed them in. And not talking like the last years, the Mikey Moores, the Donnellys, of that kind of ilk. We've got young players there. Kinski, that can play Carabao Cup football and give the first team a rest.
I want to see Luca Williams-Barnett playing that Doncaster game, man.
There's him as well. He's looking sensational, isn't he?
He looks like his first few games in the under-21s, he looks like that's already too easy for him.
Exactly. So maybe this is the tournament to do it. And that's the thing, like you said, Sim, we don't know how these players are going to be under Frank. And as we've all said, if you look at Frank's track record, especially with Concrete as well, your Wissers, your Mbuemos, your Watkins, your Tonys, your Konzas, he has done this with people over and over again. So I have faith that he can do it again. It's one of the main reasons I wanted him to come here. I think he has seen something in Odobert, hasn't he? He said, but he hasn't really reflected that in game time. Well, let's see.
Yeah.